Hey, so I thought of something that might be kind of cool. Would you guys prefer to see the next review to be this Splatoon Inkling Figma? Or would you prefer a 2-for-1 special where you get the Megaman X Nendoroid with the rabbit ride armor? I'll do that or that one. But of course, this is all in supplement to the upcoming Polynean Dreamy review, which will actually be the review this Friday. So that one would be additional. Let me know what you want to see in the comments below, and then that way I can tally those votes. But with that out of the way, let's welcome you all to Weeaboo Wednesday. Last week was way too long, and I don't want this to be 20 minutes, so let's cut through things quick. There's going to be a new Cooking Mama game that comes out for both the Nintendo Switch and the PS4. The new game is going to be called Cooking Mama Cookstar, which is a wonderful name, and of course the last game we got here in America was in 2017, and that released way before that in Japan, so it's been a long time since there's been a Cooking Mama game. I'm excited because those games were huge at one point, and I never really got that into them, so I'll be excited to play this one on the Switch. Now, if you've been with me from the beginning, you'll remember that in one of my first Weeaboo Wednesdays, I talked about Kazuhiko Kato, otherwise known as Monkey Punch, passing away. Now, this was huge news in the anime industry because he is the creator of Lupin III, which is a legendary title among anime and manga. Now, it would seem that there's going to be a documentary of sorts about Lupin III. It's going to premiere on the NHK BS Premium station in Japan, August 20th, and it's actually part of an ongoing series. The title is And So Lupin III Was Born, the men who breathed life into him. Quite a name, and this is actually part of the Another Stories Crossroads of Fate program, which is an ongoing series of documentaries, it would seem. I think this is great, with Lupin III coming to Toonami, and of course everybody remembering Lupin III due to his recent passing. I think this is a great way to honor Kazuhiko Kato, because surely they're going to touch on the fact that he recently passed away, him being the father of the series. So it's nice to see his legacy live on in documentary form, and of course the anime just still prospering after he's gone. Let's talk about Kyoto Animations, because it would seem that every week goes by we get more news about it. As you may know, there was an arsonist who decided he was going to set the Kyoto Animations main studio in Kyoto ablaze, and it resulted in the deaths of many and the loss of tons of resource from the studio. Now, originally, there were some rumblings about him being bitter about them potentially plagiarizing a novel he wrote, but with some investigation, it would seem that there's now been more results of that being one of many submissions that he actually made to Kyoto Animations as part of a contest. So it would seem that there were multiple situations in which people could submit their works to Kyoto Animations to potentially win prizes, maybe be published. I'm not entirely sure what the specifics were, but it was found out that the arsonist had submitted multiple works to the company in an attempt to win. This just drives the point home further that this man was clearly just unstable. He got bitter about them stealing his work, even though he actually willingly gave it to them, and I'm sure in some way signed some sort of waiver or something saying that they probably had license to that if they chose it, but who knows? This guy could just be pulling stuff out of his butt. But with Kyoto Animations on the mind, let's talk about the fact that they recently found 70 original works from the studio and have put them on display in a bookstore as part of an exhibit for people to go attend and see for free. I think this is great news because this is a little bit of light through that darkness and all the clouds that have been this terrible tragedy. Sure, it's not the best case scenario, but at least there have been some things that have survived, one of those things being some of the work. So if it were animation cells or other original drawings, these are going to be on display for the foreseeable future at this bookstore. So that makes me happy, and I'm sure a lot of people related to this incident are happy to see that some of their work survived. Game Freak is known among gamers as being the company responsible for the Pokemon games. That's for good reason, because they have had a hand in all the mainline Pokemon games, and if you look at their releases, they pretty much have only worked on Pokemon, with the exception of a few releases here and there. So it's exciting to see that they recently trademarked for both English and Japanese something called Little Town Hero. Now, originally this was just known as Town, and as time has gone on, more things have been released to flesh out the game a little bit more. It would seem that you were part of a town that gets attacked by some strange creatures, and thus you have to team up with the villagers to defend the town. Now, it doesn't sound that original, but the idea of Game Freak using their production power to make something new and original is really exciting. They've had tons of time to work on Pokemon, so it's nice to see them going somewhere else. Right now we don't have much to go on, but I'm excited at the concept of them making something new, so let's see it happen. I talked about Business Fish some time ago, and what it is a strange mocap series of businessmen and women with fish heads and them interacting in business situations. It's very weird looking, and like I said, it's all done with mocap, so the animations are very strange and fluid. But it would seem that Toho recently released a music video with the characters of the show in it. It features a song by Hitoshi Ueki, and if you're not familiar, Business Fish is something you can watch now. It started releasing in July, so it's out there, so go check it out. Ooh, this one's exciting. Finally, we got some more in regards to Promare. They recently released an English sub trailer, and Fathom Events will be doing the release of the movie in theaters in the United States. I've seen people report that it's only New York and Los Angeles, but that's not true. If you go to the website that I'm going to link below, it'll show you showtimes for theaters local to you. Now, understand that it's going to be showing September 17th and 19th. One of these being the dub release and the other being the sub release. And speaking of the dub, Trigger themselves are handling it, which I think is pretty strange since they're a Japanese company handling an English dub. That's pretty hands-on. I thought Funimation was going to get their greedy little fingers all over this thing, but it would seem that they're not. So if you're interested, go ahead and click that link and figure out where you can go see it, because I don't know if you're interested, but I definitely want to go see this movie before I go to Japan. Dr. Stone is another anime that's going to be joining Toonami's ever-evolving lineup. As you may recall, I recently said that Gundam The Origin is going to be joining the Toonami lineup, which it already has, and it's going to start coming out week to week. Now, Dr. Stone is incredibly popular right now. It's been releasing with a simuldub from Funimation, so they've been dubbing it week to week as it releases. Now, that's going to allow them to have a pool of episodes to release as time goes on, so hopefully there won't ever be a week where they don't have anything because of, production issues. So yeah, get hyped for that. It starts August 24th. This is a little random, but it would seem that Grandia 1 and 2 are getting HD remakes, and they're going to be coming out on PC in September. This is exciting to me because I remember when I was younger and I was obsessed with the Dreamcast, I always checked out Grandia because it had anime art, and it always interested me, simply for the fact that it had anime art. Now, it's been a long time since Grandia came out, and I'm excited to see it for the first time, whereas I'm sure some people are really excited to replay the game, so get hyped for that. And additionally, the Monster Rancher remake that I was telling you about is going to be coming out for both iOS and Android, as well as the Nintendo Switch. I'm so excited for this, and I cannot wait to see more, because this week Famitsu is going to be releasing more details about this release. Right now, all we have is a screenshot, but still, I'm excited to see what they're going to do about acquiring new monsters and stuff like that, so keep your eyes peeled for those details. Persona 5 Royal is going to be coming out in spring of 2020 in the United States, whereas that's a little bit ahead of time from the October release it's getting in Japan. Now, of course, there's issues with localization. They have to translate that new text, and of course get everything bound up, and I'm sure there's going to be a special edition for us, but still, it's coming out, so there's that. You have plenty of time to still work on maxing your social links in Persona 5, so just do that for now, because you're going to do it all over again next year. But if you're interested, they recently released a trailer showing off the new character, as well as revealing the release date for 2020. And finally, Uttu is turning 10 years old. Now that's the manga. The anime started coming out in 2011, which is crazy to think because I was watching that week to week as it came out. But still, 2011, that's getting near to 10 years in anniversary as well, but this is for the manga. But it would seem that they crowdfunded a 10th anniversary special where they're going to be making an OVA and releasing it via Blu-ray. It's going to come along with a special soundtrack that features both the opening and endings from Uttu. And the project is titled Uttu 10? They ran a crowdfunder back in December last year, and it would seem that the project is going to be finally releasing November of this year. They originally only wanted something like $90,000, and they made $800,000. So this better be one damn good OVA. And of course, Toshino Kyoko is the best character. But that's going to be everything. So if you did like this video, make sure to go ahead and click that like button. It just adds to the cape coming off the back of this royalty here. What did you think was the best story here? Go ahead and comment below, or comment responding to one of the other questions I asked you earlier. If you're not yet subscribed, please do so because I'm always releasing new videos, and make sure to hit the bell like everybody says, because sometimes people don't get notifications that I'm releasing stuff, and I'm always doing it. If you want to watch another video, I'm going to go ahead and link something right here, and I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, so make sure you click it, even if you have seen it, because that helps the channel. Spirit gun, bang! Please don't dislike the video for that. I won't ever do anything that corny again. You do you, da, 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 you do you. Just kidding. Spirit gun!